Okay, so now we are moving on to the third step in the writing process, but before we do, quick review, what are the first two steps in the writing process? Can you tell me? All right, the first step is to discover your point through pre-writing, and we looked at different methods for doing that. And the second point is to support your point with supporting evidence and give specific details. So at this point in the writing process, now we're at step 3, we have written a topic sentence, we have decided on our 3 supporting points, and we have also generated adequate specific details. So now we are ready to organize our specific evidence. So in this step, we're going to organize them, we're going to put them in an order that makes sense to our reader. Then we're going to create a sketch outline. Then we're going to add in transition words. And then we're going to actually write a rough draft. At the end of this step, we're actually going to have something that looks like a paragraph. So in this video, we're going to focus on methods of organization. And we're going to focus on 2, although there are more. We're going to go with the 2 most common methods of organization. The first is time order, which is exactly what it sounds like. Details are listed as they occur in time. We're usually describing an event, maybe narrating a story, or describing a process, like how to bake a cake or how to change a tire. And the second order is called emphatic order. Now, emphatic just comes from the word emphasis. And you know, when you emphasize something, you're kind of underlining it. You're showing how it's the most important. We often call this order the save the best till last order. Because when you're using emphatic order, we do save our most important point for the end of the paragraph, because that's the point that readers are most likely to remember. And you can also use a combination of these 2 methods, because some of the transition words for both orders are the same, as we're going to see. Now, what I'd like to do now is take a look at a couple of paragraphs. We're going to look at some examples. So when I put the first paragraph up, I'm going to ask you to pause the video and read that first paragraph and ask yourself, which organization method do you think is being used here? So let me get that up for you. It's entitled Life After Work. Go ahead and pause the video now. Okay, so that should have given you time enough to read Life After Work. So let's talk about it. What is the main point in Life After Work? Well, we see that here in the very first sentence, which is our topic sentence. Even though I spend 8 hours a day on the job, after work is when my life really begins. Now, based on that topic sentence, I expect this paragraph to be ways in which their life really begins, or describing life after work. So how many supporting points do we have, and how did we find them, and which order is being used? Well, let's look at the first sentence. First, as I arrive home, I walk my dog, Chief. So that's our first supporting point. We know that because we have a transitional word here, first. Transitional words kind of work as a red flag planted right next to our supporting point to make it easy to find. Now, this next phrase, as soon as I arrive home, that signals to me that they're describing an event, they're narrating something. So I'm thinking this is going to be time order. Let's look for the next transition. After I take my chief on a walk. So again, after is our next transitional word. Our next supporting point's about preparing dinner. So another transition that indicates time, after. Let's see, the next transition, next, which could be a transition word for time or emphasis. But here they're talking about the next thing they do in their evening, which is to watch TV while they eat dinner. Then we have our last transitional phrase, finally, and talking about as the evening winds down. Again, another phrase that indicates time. Now, did you find that this paragraph gave good supporting points? I think it does, because it describes what life is like after work. And do you feel like it included enough specific detail? Again, I think the answer is yes, because we get little details like the name of the dog. When they talk about preparing dinner, they give examples of dinners like spaghetti and chicken tacos. When they talk about watching TV, we get the name Wheel of Fortune, a good specific example. So all throughout the paragraph, I feel like they give adequate specific details. Okay, well let's go ahead and pause the video again and look at the next paragraph and see if you can tell which order is being used here. And I already have the transitional phrases highlighted for you on this paragraph. So go ahead and pause the video and read this paragraph about Facebook. Okay, you should have finished reading the paragraph about Facebook. Let's talk about this one. Where's our topic sentence? Well, once again, it's the first sentence. That's where we'll usually find it. There are several reasons why Facebook is so popular with the young and old alike. So I expect this paragraph to tell me reasons why Facebook is so popular. I've got that first transitional phrase highlighted for you. First, people love to play games. Then in addition, Facebook allows us to document our lives. And then most importantly, Facebook provides a way of staying in touch with people. So I've got 3 supporting points in this paragraph. And you can see the difference in the order of organization. Whereas before we were narrating something and moving forward through time, here we're not telling a story, we're not describing a process, we're giving reasons. And so we're using transitions like first, in addition, and this one, most importantly. Most importantly is a big clue that you're talking about emphatic order, because most importantly suggests that this supporting point, I'm placing emphasis on it. I want to underline this supporting point. I want to tell you very clearly that this is the most important point. Do you think that that's true? Is staying in touch with people the most important reason why people are on Facebook? I think that that's true, and I think it's definitely more true than saying that people stay on Facebook just to play games. That may be true, but I don't think that's why people use Facebook. So I think this is a good use of emphatic order. All right, so now in our next lesson, we're going to create a sketch outline. We are almost ready to write a rough draft. We're almost to the point where we're going to have something that looks like a paragraph written down on paper to work with. So I'll see you in the next video.